We usually measure success by what we can see. A gold medal around the neck, a promotion at work, a crowd clapping as you cross a finish line. Then there's David. At 7 a.m., his alarm goes off, and he immediately starts a perfectly calibrated morning routine. He brews coffee, answers 3 urgent emails before breakfast, and heads out right on schedule. On the train ride in, he smiles at his neighbor and casually talks about the weather. To anyone watching, he looks completely put together, completely stable. But beneath that polished surface, David carries a continuous stream of psychological weight, dropping straight into his chest. At the same time, he's calculating a sudden financial shortfall, processing a failing relationship, and dealing with a loneliness so deep it follows him everywhere. Pouring that cup of coffee, making small talk, even answering simple questions takes a monumental amount of mental discipline. And keeping that internal chaos from spilling outward for the rest of the world to see requires near constant psychological effort. But because there are no visible wounds, no broken bones, no dramatic collapse, people around him remain completely blind to the exhausting battle happening right in front of them. By noon, David is leading a team meeting. He smoothly navigates a presentation, answers client questions without hesitation, and never misses a beat. And somehow, everyone calls him strong. This high-functioning exterior is the hallmark of silent burnout. A chronic, grinding exhaustion caused by constantly suppressing mental distress just to survive the workday. And the frightening part is, most people never notice it. Because on the outside, everything still looks normal. The meetings are attended, the deadlines are met, the smile still appears on cue. But internally, their cognitive bandwidth is disappearing. Imagine your mind like a battery. Most people spend energy on work, relationships, daily responsibilities. But for David, almost all of his mental energy is spent simply holding himself together. Every conversation becomes effort. Every decision becomes heavy. Every normal task feels psychologically expensive. And because this condition hides behind a mask of normalcy, we can no longer wait for obvious breakdowns before recognizing someone is struggling. We need a new way to notice pain that stays invisible. A quieter framework, a more human one. First, look for micro shifts, because the big things may still look perfectly fine. So instead, pay attention to the details. A sudden delay in text replies, a person avoiding small decisions like choosing where to eat, or a smile that suddenly feels tight, forced, and emotionally distant. Second, change your primary question, because asking, "How are you?" has become automatic. It is a social reflex, and exhausted people already know the expected answer. "I'm fine," even when they are not. So ask lower stakes questions instead. Questions that feel safer. Questions that lower emotional defenses. Ask, "What's feeling heavy right now?" Or, "How are you holding up today?" These small changes in phrasing give people permission to be honest without feeling like a burden. Third, offer practical relief. Because saying, "Let me know if you need anything," sounds kind. But in reality, it often helps very little. Why? Because it places the responsibility right back onto the exhausted person. Now they must decide what they need, explain it, organize it, ask for it. And when someone is already mentally drained, even small decisions can feel overwhelming. So instead, offer support that requires zero effort from them. Be specific, be practical, be direct. Say, "I'm bringing dinner over on Tuesday," or "I'll cover your shift tomorrow morning." You remove the pressure of asking for help, because real support does not stop at sympathy. It actively breaks through the mask with clear, tangible action. That is what genuine care looks like. Fast forward to 7 p.m. David walks into his apartment, closes the door, and finally, the performance ends. No more forced smiles, no more pretending everything is okay. And suddenly, the exhaustion crashes into him all at once. The crushing weight of acting normal all day finally settles in. Not physical exhaustion, psychological exhaustion, the kind nobody sees. The mental muscles required to hold everything together eventually give out. And that is the tragedy of silent burnout. Because from the outside, people still expect you to function normally, to smile normally, to work normally, to carry life normally. But internally, you are fighting a battle that never fully stops. We started by defining success through visible trophies, applause, recognition. But maybe real strength looks very different. Maybe true bravery is waking up every morning while carrying invisible pain and still refusing to give up. Maybe success is not always loud. Maybe sometimes success is survival. And if you learn to look closer, you may become the person who finally notices someone silently struggling. The person who asks the deeper question. The person who offers real help. The person who makes someone feel seen again. Because small moments of support can stop someone from collapsing alone. And if you are the one carrying that silent burnout right now, listen carefully.
If life feels unbearably heavy, but you still wake up every day, still go to work, still keep moving forward somehow, that is not weakness, that is resilience. You may not feel strong, but strength is not always visible. Sometimes strength looks like surviving another day without letting the darkness win. So give yourself credit for every invisible battle you fought and survived. Because continuing to move forward, despite all that weight, is already a profound victory.